Welcome to the Liberating River, where spiritual freedom meets soul-aligned wealth. I'm your guide, Wanda F. Nesbit. Let's break free, build boldly, and live fully together. Financially, let's not skip the financial layer because you already know. You know it's coming. If you are following financial advice that does not reflect your values, that is groupthink. Period. If you are staying in generational muddy patterns because that's how it was always done before, and that's how my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, my aunt, my mother or father or siblings showed me, so they knew what they were doing. Really? Did they? Or did they know just as much as they knew? And if you just say I'm doing it because somebody else did it, you've conformed. That's conformity. Because when did you use the brain that God gave you? Again, some things was good back in the day because that was the only thing in place. But as time has moved, as God has allowed and implanted ideas in people's minds, things came into place. Banks, now crypto, now Bitcoin. It doesn't matter how you feel about stuff. Things have moved. Why? Because people, whether they want to believe it or not, has that creative instinct within, and God allowed them to birth it. So putting the bag of money under the bed, some people still do it, but we do realize, and we have been educated, that it doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't accrue interest. You could put it in a some kind of interest, uh, some invest in it. That's where I was trying to go. You can invest your money in different things. You see it, whether it's real estate, whether it's the stock market, wherever, but just to leave it under your bed in that piggy bank, what's it doing? Stay there too long. What happens to paper? Just saying. When you conform, basically you're saying you don't have a brain. You don't know how to think for yourself. You do not know how to take what people say um, and evaluate it. You don't check to make sure it aligns with you. That's basically what you're saying when you're conforming. You don't check to see if it makes common sense. Now, I do understand not everybody has common sense. If you're offended, that means maybe you need to work on yours. But everybody doesn't have everything. That's why we need each other. You might be a whip and really good at one thing, but you might not have it for the simple things. I know some people who don't know how to make a tie, but they can do any kind of math you want to think about. They can program. They can't do a tie. They can't tie their shoe. Most of us would say common sense is you know how to tie your shoe. But really? Some might say that's more of a textual situation. And it could be. But what happens when people find out they don't know how to tie their shoe? They're like, what's wrong with you? I don't think there's anything wrong. I think people have different learning abilities. And that wasn't my point of bringing that up. My point is that what some people call common sense might not be blanketed across the spectrum of everybody. But in certain things, when it comes to making decisions, hopefully you have common sense, or maybe we should just say you have wisdom enough to be able to dissect what's being told to you and interpret it for you versus just accepting it because somebody else who maybe you respect highly or you saw that uh, they never changed, then they never changed how they handled it. And you said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. That's conformity because you never at one time took a step back to see how does this resonate with me truly? Does this fit me now? Or is that it worked for you then? Let's make a slight change to pivot. You got to think about that kind of stuff. Because when you conform, basically, you're just drinking punch because someone told you to. Are you that person to just drink the punch in the room because somebody told you to drink it? Are you willing to be that person? You don't know what's in that punch, but you're just going to drink it. True wealth is rooted in alignment, not performance. Are you noticing a pattern? Alignment, not performance. That's in everything. Spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, not performance. And something that's even more critical is your financial decisions should reflect who you are, not who others expect you to be or what they thought, because they could have a limited perspective. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about the fact they could be limited in their mindset based on their experiences, not based on yours? So ask yourself this right here. Am I giving out of guilt or alignment? Am I investing based on truth or trust? Am I throwing away money because of how I was taught? Or is there a more efficient way of doing X, Y, and Z? Is my money flowing from fear or freedom? Okay. Here's today's journal prompt. And I want you to really think about this. Where in my life am I conforming to stay connected? Where in my life am I conforming to stay connected? And then as you think on that, add this to it. Is it costing me clarity? That's the real question. Is your conforming costing you clarity? Write freely. No editing, no judging. Just let it rise up within you and write it down or talk it into, I know some people talk it into their recorder on their phone, something. Just get it out of you. And then honestly listen back to it. Sometimes I don't do it immediately right then when I write it. I might wait a day or two because you never know what's in your mindset uh when you're journaling. Whatever you experienced that day is already affected you, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Try another day at a time before you get busy and listen to it and see how you can possibly help you. Because you might be good, But for those who need a little adjustment with certain things, at least now you have a basis where to get started. Because what I've realized, the moment we become aware is the moment we reclaim our power. The moment we become aware is the moment we reclaim our power. That's so exciting. That is so exciting. And then once you start to reclaim your power, because I must say it's going to be gradual, learn how not to conform. You do not have to shout to be heard. You do not have to fight to be free. And you stop shrinking. You stop shrinking. There is power in your difference. Why do you think God made us all different? Otherwise, he could have cookie cuttered us and we'd be all basically robots. But you're unique because you have things I don't have. I'm unique because I have things you don't have. And so on and so forth. Even twins are different because each person has their own identity and own inner strengths and inner callings and capabilities that has to be birthed. So it's okay to be different because that's where your strength is. And as you do that, you will find that your purpose holds your truth. You wouldn't be able to find your truth or even walk in your purpose if you're conforming to somebody else's ways because you haven't developed what's instilled in you. And these other people don't have what's instilled in you because it's instilled in you, not in them. That's why you can't live vicariously through people. It'll never pan out. And of course, I'm going to bring it full circle. Somewhere out there, someone is waiting for you to go first. I know you're going to hate it. I hate it. But it's a fact. Once you do it, once you start it, some people going to automatically like, oh, they had strength to do it. They didn't conform. They had their own idea. Oh, once you start doing that, people get strength off of it. People are able to glean your power and stand in their own truth. So going back to Dr. Ash's cards, if there were 10 people in that room, 9 of them kept saying, oh, is this one? And they keep saying the wrong one. And the one person stands and says, no, it's actually X, Y, and Z. You know what's going to happen. It happens in conference rooms all the time. It happens in your family. It happens in your friends group. What happens? People start to sit back and actually look at it because they were just responding based on what the previous person said. Well, everybody else is saying that. I ain't gonna be the oddball. Don't we say it? Like it's bad to be odd. It's bad to be different. I don't want to be you. I don't want to look like you. I don't want to smell like you. Please be different. Be you. Be authentic. But you know what your inner truth is. And a lot of times we hide it. We push it to the side or we put it in that padlock bin, that trunk, or we put it in the attic or we brush it under the carpet because, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. But that's actually wrong. Or it should be X, Y, and Z. Or I stand with this. Someone is waiting for you to go first. Just saying. And I know that part, knowing that you would have to be the first one to stand out, can get under your skin, can be scary, can a lot of things. To be the one who speaks up when the crowd goes silent, to be the one who questions when everyone nods, to be the one who says, no more shrinking, no more betrayal. I choose alignment is definitely a challenging place. You are definitely in a place that can cause you to feel bad. Because again, it goes back to labeling. You don't want to be labeled as the one who you just want to start stuff. Why is it that I just want to start stuff when I just have a different opinion? And a lot of times it turns into that because you're standing up for what you feel is right. And it's not like it's a totally different situation when you just being negative just to be negative, not based on truth, not based on anything. That's one thing. But when you know for a fact, this is this, that is that, that should be X, Y, and Z, not that. When you know for surety what something should be, mm, no, that's not being negative or always being a place of wanting to cause a conflict. That's completely different, way different. What I'm talking about is knowing the truth of something, but not standing on truth. So as you step into the rest of this day, this week, this season, because we're going into a new year. This is December. We're going into a new year in a couple of weeks. It's transition time. Remember this. You don't chase flow. You channel. You don't need permission to be free at all. You already are. Allow your true essence to be free. Be authentically you. God needs you to be authentically you. Because then what happens is he trusts you. He gives you more because he knows you can handle it. But if you fold, just because there might be a conflict, just because somebody will disagree with you and you're speaking truth, I'm only talking about speaking truth. Like I said, I'm not talking about negativity or anything else, but because you're speaking truth and you're standing on everything and you're like, no, whatever, I think differently. I think we should try it this way or that way. Stand up. Stand as we come to the end of 2025 and it's, wow, we're going into 2026. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. Stop conforming just to get along. Stop group thinking. Get out the group. Keep your group, but have your own identity. Free yourself. Be the flow. Be that river. Because the great thing is, that's who you are. Until next time, keep flowing in freedom. Thanks for flowing with us on the Liberating River. Subscribe, share, and come back next week for more wisdom, wealth, and alignment. Stay free, stay grounded.